This problem requires you to read carefully and do two steps. I've changed the numbers, but left it a very similar problem. So it's the same words and the same information, but note that I changed the numbers so that you can apply the same strategies to your problem. So here we have 8 cups of rubbing alcohol needed for 12 bottles of window cleaner. 8 cups of rubbing alcohol. And notice I'm focusing on rubbing alcohol, not water or ammonia, because the question specifically asked about how many cups of rubbing alcohol would the formula call for. And we are given this ratio where we know 8 cups are needed for every 12 bottles of cleaner that we make. We want to determine how many quarts of rubbing alcohol would the formula call for if the factory made 2184, 2,184 bottles. Bottles is on the bottom, 2,184 bottles. So we can use this to create an equivalent ratio to figure out how many cups we would need for 2,184 bottles. Once we know how many cups, then we have to convert that number of cups to quarts. But first I'm going to try to come up with an equivalent ratio. So 12 times what is 2184? So I can come over here and divide 2184 divided by 12. 12 doesn't go into 2. 12 goes into 21 one time. Multiply and I get 12. Subtract and I get 9. Bring down the 8. 12 goes into 98. 8 times 12 times 8 is 96. Subtract and I get 2. Bring down the 4. 12 goes into 24 2 times. Multiply, I get 24. Subtract, I get 0. So I know that 12 times 182 is equal to 2,184. So whatever I'm multiplying the bottom by, I have to multiply the top by so that I would have an equivalent ratio. So what is 8 times 182? 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 8 is 64 plus 1 is 65. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 6 is 14. So I have just found out that there are 1,456 cups needed for 2,184 bottles. So I did that by setting up equivalent ratios. Now I need to take my answer, 1,456 cups, and we need to figure out how many quarts is that. So I have to convert cups to quarts. I'm going to show you how I use a diagram to help me figure out the relationship between cups, quarts, pints, gallons, and I call it Gallon Man. I start by drawing a really big G, and the G represents the gallon because the gallon is the largest unit when we talk about the volume. In a gallon, there are 2 half gallons. So I'm going to divide my gallon in half to represent 2. Each side represents a half a gallon. In each half gallon, we're going to see that the key number 2 is used again. There are 2 quarts. 2 quarts on each side So that makes 4 quarts in 1 gallon because there are 2 quarts in each half. Every time I move down, I use 2. In each quart, there are 2 pints. So I'm going to put 2 P's in each Q to represent 2 pints in each quart. How many pints are in a gallon? Well, count the number of P's in the whole G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we see that there are 8 pints in a gallon. We need to get down to cups. So again, how many cups are in each pint? There are 2. So I'm going to put 2 C's in each pint to show that there are 2 cups in each pint. So now if I wanted to know how many cups were in a gallon, I could count the number of C's in the entire G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There are 16 cups in a gallon. But I'm trying to go from cups to quarts, so I want to know how many cups are in a quart. So I only want to look at one of my quarts to see how many C's. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know there are 4 cups equal to 1 quart. Now I can take my 1,456 cups, multiply by the conversion factor that will cancel cups. To cancel cups, if I have cups on the top, I need to put cups on the bottom. And then I need to put quart on the top. And then I can fill in the 4 beside the cups, 4 cups in 1 quart. When I multiply, I can put my whole number over 1, and I get 1,456 cups cancels over 4, and 1,456 divided by 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 8 is 24. And then 4 times 4 is the 16. So I get an answer of 384 quarts equal to the 1,456 cups. So that was 2 steps for being able to come up with the final answer of how many quarts are needed for that larger quantity of bottles. This gallon man is what I call it, would help you convert anytime you're converting in the customary system for volume. Thank you.